talking about the first initial days of setting up NSE, it was done, NSE was in fact set up as a counter to a closed club after the Harshad Mehta scam in particular of the Bombay Stock Exchange. So how daunting do you think it was to take on these powerful brokers and who are very, very powerful, and the entire capital market is in their grip in that sense? How difficult was it to sort of set up this exchange in the initial days?
No, there are, I think, two aspects to this. One is the societal aspect. When do the reforms happen? When great crises happen. When great crises happen in any society, the time to reform comes. Sometimes the society takes that opportunity to change itself, and sometimes they don't. Like what happened in 2008-9 world financial crisis. It was a great opportunity to reform the financial system, which we didn't as a world, not only India. We were a smaller player. But during Harshad Mehta scam, the entire system came into disrepute. And that was the time when we were also liberalizing. And why I'm giving you this background is that you understand, can such hard-hitting reforms happen today? Unless there are great crises, it's not easy to change the society from kind of, and changing the stock market system this way was very, very daunting. It was like unthinkable, not heard of. Nowhere in the world, the way India did happened, even post facto. After NSE became successful, still all the exchanges in the world were still operated by stockbrokers. Later on, they became corporates and they started selling out, and now even New York Stock Exchange is owned by some individual people like ICE and all. But it did not happen the way in India it happened, that a new company after Harshad Mehta scam, the government decided that if you go and try to reform that group of brokers who are running the exchanges across the country, it may not happen in short time, or it may not happen at all. And that's why they wanted to set up a new exchange, which they told IDBI to do. And that's where NSE was created as a first step for the bond market, because Harshad Mehta scam actually happened under bond markets. And then later on for the equities. And in quick succession, literally I think May or June we started the beta trading on debt market. July, Dr. Manmohan Singh came as a finance minister to inaugurate the debt market. And then November 3, 94, Diwali day, we started the equity. So very quick succession, it started. And while we were setting up, the odds were like against us by miles, because people used to say, boss, how will computers work every day? Because computers used to conk off pretty much every hour. PC-80s had just come in the world, not in, personal computers were not heard of before that date, even in the rest of the world, right? So technological, there were issues, but society-wise also, people who had money were brokers. And they were running it to some extent, people say, for their own benefits. But effectively, there was a system there, and that system was feeling threatened. So whoever was trying to set up, and we were all basically lowly paid bankers. And people thought that this is a government promoted exchange. Government cannot run itself. How can it run a stock exchange?
But Ashish, I mean, sorry to interject, cut to the present, and you have the biggest exchange you run, third largest in terms of equities. And then you have these hordes of and technology at the cutting edge right now. And regulator is also pushing new technologies, and we have new instruments also which are coming into the market. And then you have these hordes of new investors, particularly with COVID and after, coming into the market. How do you think these new investors will now be able to take the vagaries? Because the market is never certain, right? No matter how much technology, how much surveillance you put, and you know it best, how does this whole new set of young, enterprising, ambitious Indians come into this market and start understanding that there are downs which will happen? What is your message to them as the NSE CEO?
Basically, we have just now around 8 crore plus investors, unique investors. Those days we had probably few lakh investors. Today, 8 crore. Investors is around 5 crore households, which is 17% of India's population, household population, directly investing into Indian stock market, which is a very large statement. And it has gone up literally 3 times between 2019 or 2020 early and 2023. Literally 3 times in 3 years. No such sort of move happened except in Jandan Aadhar Mobile where government forced a large number of accounts to happen. Here, it happened pretty much voluntarily. A lot of people came in, and as you said, there are people wanting to make quick buck because that is the exciting part of markets. That is the, in some ways, hidden situation where people think they will be able to make money, although other people may lose money. So what we try to tell them all is that if you have to trade, then you have to be an expert. What is trading, right? What is investment? Investment is that if you buy a share after study, whether the company or the industry or the economy or the world economy, and buy a share for a company, then stay there for 3, 4, 5 years. Of course, you keep on watching, come out in case it's not working out. But if you have to buy in the morning and sell in the evening and you call yourself investor, then I think you understood the dictionary wrong, right? It's a trading, it's speculation. So we try to tell the people that buying in the morning or selling in the afternoon is for the experts who provide you this kind of liquidity. But you should not be doing that. Similarly, many young investors want to, or young traders want to go into derivatives.